Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 142nd CSSB 15th Sustainment Brigade Change of Command Ceremony. Today we are honoring the outgoing commander, Lieutenant Colonel Edward A. Ivey, who was commanded the battalion from 22 January 2013, and welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Raphael S. Heflin, who assumes command today. The host for today's ceremony is the commander of the 15th Sustainment Brigade, 1st Armored Division, Colonel James Jones, and the reviewing officer is Lieutenant Colonel Edward A. Ivey. The 1st Armored Division Band is commanded by Captain Richard Winkles. The drum major for today's ceremony is Sergeant First Class Leon Butler, and the bugler is Sergeant Melinda Carter.
Adjutant score!
U.S. ceremonies date to the days of the Continental Army at Valley Forge. Baron von Steuben, the first Inspector General of the Army, wrote the original manual by which military ceremonies were conducted in America. The Continental Army conducted the first ceremonial review in 1778 at Valley Forge. Referred to as the Grand Review, it was conducted to celebrate the Treaty of Alliance with France. During the review, brigades were posted and paraded in the order of battle. Present-day ceremonies, like the one you will witness this morning, are conducted to render honors, preserve tradition, and inspire esprit de corps. The 1st Armored Division Band presence represents the significant role that drum, bugle, and marching bands played throughout history.
Sound, present, on!
Sound, order, arms! Sound, present, arms! Sir, the command is formed. Sound, order arms, and parade crest.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the reviewing party will inspect the command.
So the command is prepared for inspection.
As the 1st Armored Division Band
Eyes, right.
over the next 6 years, the battalion will deploy 2 more times, spending a total of 59 months in combat. Commander of the battalion, Most Recently was November 2000. CSSB, effective January 20th, 2015. Signed, Raphael S. Heflin, Lieutenant Colonel, Logistics, Commanding.
Out. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of 15th Sustainment Brigade, 1st Armored Division, Colonel Jennings.
Sergeant Major Bliss, fellow commanders and command sergeants major, other distinguished guests, soldiers, friends, and families of the wagon masters. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. We honor us by your presence. To the 1st Armored Division Band, thank you for that special touch that you add to every event. Before I talk about the phenomenal soldiers assembled before you, I would like to take a moment to recognize some special people. First, Lieutenant Colonel Ivey's family, his lovely wife, Christina, and their 3 beautiful children, Austin, Kaylee, and Braden. Mr. Donald Heflin, Christina's father, and his wife, Kelly, are also here with us today, and they traveled from Milledgeville, Georgia. Sir, ma'am, thank you for making the journey to El Paso, Texas to share this special day with us. Finally, Ed's parents, Camilla and Billy Ivey, could not attend today's change of command, but are here with us in spirit, and I'm sure they are just as proud of him as we are. I also want to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Heflin's family, his lovely wife and high school sweetheart, LaShawna, and their handsome 5-year-old son, Jaden, who couldn't talk his mom out of going to school today. I also want to welcome Mrs. Jessie Heflin, Raphael's mother, who surprised him last night by flying in for this change of command. Ma'am, thank you for gracing us with your presence as well. I know this is a proud moment for Raphael in his Army career, and I know it means a lot for him to share this special day with his family. Ladies and gentlemen, the magnificent soldiers standing in formation are the unsung heroes who work diligently, oftentimes behind the scenes, requisitioning supplies and repair parts, producing water, distributing fuel and ammunition, transporting and controlling movements of personnel and equipment, repairing and recovering non-mission capable equipment, and doing whatever is required for the 142nd Combat Sustainment Support Battalion and the 15th Sustainment Brigade to sustain the combat power of the 1st Armored Division in order to be ready to deploy and achieve our objectives anytime and anywhere when called upon to do so. Over the past 24 months, Lieutenant Colonel Ivey skillfully trained and developed his subordinates, increasing their performance and the effectiveness of the 142nd CSSB. His efforts paid great dividends across the 1st Armored Division, enabling and contributing to mission success for every operation, to include Iron Focus 13, 3 network integration evaluation exercises, deployment certification for the 377 Transportation Company, numerous battalion and company field training exercises, outpost support to 2 battalions from the 1st Armored Division's Combat Aviation Brigade to West Africa for Operation Unified Assistance, United Assistance, and to Kuwait for Operation Spartan Shield. Iron Strike 15, water purification training at Elephant View Lake State Park in New Mexico, and deployment of small teams of advisors to Djibouti from the 47th Transportation Company in support of U.S. Africa Command. Ed deployed his headquarters and the 606 Movement Control Team to Kandahar, Afghanistan in November 2013, where he provided mission command for over 1,400 soldiers at the peak of operations, providing echelon above brigade sustainment support to U.S. and coalition forces across 3 regional commands. Under his leadership, the 142nd CSSB conducted 485 tactical sustainment convoys, retrograded over 3,000 pieces of equipment, supported the closure of 22 forward operating bases, operated 3 ration and bottled water sites, 2 bulk fuel sites, and 3 multi-class supply support activities, and provided oversight for contract logistics services at 3 locations, among other mission-related tasks. The proficiency at which Ed's subordinate units perform their sustainment tasks are a testament to his abilities as an Army leader and logistician. Upon redeployment, Lieutenant Colonel Ivey continues to oversee the transformation of the 142nd under the Army 2020 doctrinal concept, in which CSSBs are standardized and aligned with divisions. Fort Bliss and the 15th Sustainment Brigade did not have an echelon above brigade supply and distribution or pass-back maintenance units until recently, and the 504 Quartermaster and the 147 Support Maintenance Companies officially activated last week on 16 January 2015. Lieutenant Colonel Ivey also invested in the morale and well-being of his soldiers and families, providing resources and support to ensure his unit had an effective family readiness group. Ed successfully balanced mission accomplishment with caring for soldiers and their families, and this was made possible by the grace, humility, and servant leadership of his wife, Christina. Christina, Krista and I cannot thank you enough for your steadfast support and friendship during our time together. Your faithful, dedicated, and selfless service as the battalion's senior spouse advisor has made a positive and lasting impact on the lives of others. Your contributions to the unit's family readiness program and activities have enhanced the 15th Sustainment Brigade's ability to accomplish our mission. Thank you for truly making a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for this remarkable Army spouse, mom, and volunteer. Ed, I know that you're extremely proud of your soldiers' accomplishments during your time in command. You all have built memories together that I'm sure you will cherish forever. Best wishes for continued success to you and your wonderful family as you move on to your next assignment as the Deputy Commanding Officer for the 7th Transportation Brigade Expeditionary at Joint Base Langley, Eustis in Virginia. Lieutenant Colonel Heflin, congratulations on taking command. It is a blessing and privilege to lead and serve soldiers and their families. Raphael, based on your reputation and performance in your last assignment at U.S. Central Command, I am certain that you have the right background and experience, technical and tactical expertise, and leadership ability to take the 142nd CSSB to higher levels. Take nothing for granted and relish every moment you serve in one of the best jobs in the Army. Krista and I are delighted to have you and LaShawna join the Wagon Master team. Command Sergeant Major Daniel, the Mavericks look magnificent as always. This ceremony is first class and done to standard because of your leadership. I want to publicly thank you and all our non-commissioned officers for all that you do in leading and caring for soldiers and families. NCOs are the strength of this battalion, the 15th Sustainment Brigade, 1st Armored Division, and the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for attending today's ceremony. Please keep our fellow soldiers who are deployed and their families in your thoughts and prayers. Wagon Masters, Iron Soldiers, Army Strong.
Major General Twitty, Command Sergeant Major Lehr, Brigadier General Quintus, Colonel Jennings, Mrs. Jennings, Sergeant Major Blevins, fellow leaders and soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the Change of Command ceremony. At this time, we would also like to send a special thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Haslip, my wife's father, and his wife, Kelly Jo, for making the long trip from Georgia to attend today. Thank you for coming. 2 years ago, the soldiers of the Maverick Battalion, still in this field as they do for every commander who comes to take charge of the organization, and they welcome me to their team. Over the last 2 years, we have accomplished many tasks and overcome many challenges. In the first 90 days, we trained and certified the 377 Trans Company and sent the Titans, the mighty Titans, to Afghanistan. Our next adventure was supporting 3-1's train-up during Iron Focus 13, at which time we also certified our headquarters for deployment. We saw the return of 47 Trans Dark Knights from Kuwait and got 606 wildcards prepared for Afghanistan. All of this done while conducting numerous staff training exercises, preparing the headquarters for our own deployment. We then cased our colors, answered the nation's call, and took the headquarters to Afghanistan, where we provided outstanding sustainment support to units spread throughout 3 regional commands and provided mission command for up to 1,400 soldiers. After 485 convoys, the closure of 22 FOBs, 3 Class 1 sites, 3 supply support activities, and 2 fuel sites, and transitioning or descoping 24 sustainment contracts, we came home and quickly resumed mission command of our assigned companies, which would now include the 504th Quartermaster Company, the Supply Dogs, and the 147th Maintenance Company, the Bandits, which would round out the battalion to truly become a multifaceted organization capable of providing supply, maintenance, and transportation support to the 1st Armored Division at Fort Bliss. Over the last 100 days, we have supported NIE, Iron Strike, and moved the entire battalion into its new footprint here at Fort Bliss, while preparing to assume responsibility for the controlled monitoring area mission for soldiers returning from West Africa. Today, I want to honor and publicly recognize the sacrifices made of our soldiers, leaders, and families over the last 2 years. It is you that made it happen. It is you that got the task done. And therefore I say thank you. Thank you for always supporting me and the battalion. Thank you for a job well done. As I move on to my next assignment, I will never forget the personnel and soldiers who I'm leaving that has made it possible for me to be standing here today. First and foremost, I want to thank my wife Christina and my children Austin, Kaylee, and Braden for standing beside me over the course of my career, and especially over the last 2 years. Christina, your support to the battalion and to me and my command was also invaluable. Thank you for being my lifetime partner and soulmate. I could not have done this without you. To my most senior commanders, Major General Petard, Major General McFarland, Major General Williams, and Major General Twitty. Thank you for providing outstanding leadership and mentorship. I always understood your intent and your clear vision. To my brigade commanders, Colonel Johnson, Colonel Hamilton, Colonel Rios, and Colonel Jennings, thank you for allowing me to command the battalion with the latitude and resources needed to get the job done. To Command Sergeant Major Daniel, my battle buddy, thank you for being there on the long days and always providing a listening ear. You're a true friend, and I know it will be hard to find anyone better. To my Iron Majors, Sarah, Angel, Dennis, John, and Leslie, thank you for always being there, providing sound advice, and for keeping things on track. To my staff, both past and present, thank you for always taking care of the command teams, and most importantly, the soldiers. To my commanders and first sergeants, both past and present, thank you for always understanding my intent and working tirelessly to achieve it. You always figure out how to make it happen. And finally, again, to the soldiers, I can't express how proud I am of you, how humbled and proud I am to have been given this opportunity to lead you. I know you're where the magic happens. For the Mavericks, today starts another chapter for the team, one of which I will not be present for. But you are gaining a new commander who will have new ideas and a fresh set of eyes. I ask that you continue to support Lieutenant Colonel Heflin as you have me over the last 2 years, and I know you will. Raphael, you're about to begin one of the most rewarding experiences in your career. I know from our limited engagement over the last 2 weeks that you're prepared and that the soldiers will be in good hands under your watch. Enjoy every day as the time will disappear. I wish you and your family the best. To everyone again, thank you for coming. Support for Strength, Wagon Masters, Iron Soldiers. This is Maverick 6. Sunday.
Good morning. Major General Twitty, Command Sergeant Major Lehr, Brigadier General Quintus, Colonel Jennings, Mrs. Jennings, Command Sergeant Major Williams, Sergeant Major Blevins, other distinguished guests, fellow soldiers, family, and friends. Thank you for sharing your time and support for today's ceremony. Words cannot express how honored and blessed Team Heflin is to be joining this unique and dynamic battalion. Further, Lashana, my son Jaden, and I cannot be more excited to be part of the Fort Bliss Iron Soldier Division and Wagon Master Brigade. As I step forth in this journey of command, I vow to lead and serve my fellow soldiers with all my strength and abilities. It is my quest to carry on the proud history of this great battalion, providing support to the fight and caring for soldiers and families. I will cherish and continue to foster the positive relationships and partnerships between the 142nd CSSB and fellow units and community organizations. Additionally, I will continue the momentum for establishing high standards, discipline, and expertise set before me by Lieutenant Colonel Ed Ivey. Ed, I'd like to extend a special thank you and acknowledge you, your wife Christina, your executive officer, and your staff for taking the time to ensure a smooth transition for me and my family. You have set the conditions for continued success. Thank you for your service to this battalion. Ed, I'd like to wish you and your family continued success. Congratulations on the job well done, and good luck in your next assignment. To Command Sergeant Major Patrick Daniel, I look forward to continuing the development of our command relationship established during my initial transition. I know our unity and teamwork will transcend any challenge that might await us in the future. To the soldiers of the Maverick Battalion, your strength and professionalism are clearly second to none. We will continue to make a positive difference, remain prepared for any task, and own the mission. With trust and teamwork, we will fortify your proven reputation of providing first-class logistic support here at Fort Bliss and forward deployed. To my family, the next 2 years will undoubtedly be another unforgettable chapter in our lives. Ashana, I love you, and I appreciate all the sacrifices you have made over the years. You continue to be a superhero in the Heflin household, managing the needs of our family while simultaneously holding down a career of your own and completing another degree. Thank you. To my son, Jaden, you cannot be here today. You're an awesome kid, and we could not be more proud of you. I love you, son. To my mom, who surprised me with her arrival yesterday afternoon, apparently many within the battalion were aware that she was coming this way. I certainly hope this is not the trend for what's to come. I will be preparing counseling statements shortly after the ceremony. But Mom, you have been a great inspiration in my life, and it means a lot to have your support on this special day. Finally, I want to reiterate how privileged I am to be here today and how much I appreciate everyone's attendance. Today, I stand ready to lead and serve the fine soldiers and family members of the 142nd CSSB. Support for strength, wagon masters, iron soldiers, Army strong, Maverick 6, signing in.